Wish you could have foamy, frothy milk at home? You can. Let's check this out. Dave Taylor here, and you know, I'm not going to the cafe as much as I used to, and I'm definitely not a barista, but I still miss that foam on top of my coffee. Cappuccino, mochaccino, whatever it is, having that foamy milk is actually really fun. So, enter this. This is the Boyon electric milk frother, and it's pretty cool. So it comes down to about here. So below, the lower part is a heating element, and then the upper part, you see here, is Teflon coated. You put your milk in, or whatever else you want to put in, and you actually turn it on, and it actually creates foamy froth. Now, you can really sort of go off on the side, and you can do things like people use this for eggs to make really fluffy omelets. I'm really more interested in milk, so that's what we're going to do. But it's cool because it has the heating element, so you can use it 3 different ways. You can do foam and heat, you can do just heat, or you can do, let me just make sure my finger gestures are appropriate, or the third option is you can have cold frothy milk. That's what we're going to do. So all the controls are on the handle, so you just push 1, 2, 3, and that gets you the 3 different options. And there's little light up colors to show you which is which. And then there's 2 little gizmos. So this little piece of plastic is actually the heating element, and it basically just stirs the milk or whatever substance you have in here as it heats it up. The more fun one is this, which also gives you the froth. It's like a little tiny circular whisk. So that's the one I'm going to put in, and hopefully it'll just slide on. There we go. It's a little deep, so it's a little tricky. And what they've done is they've thought this through. So the other one you store on the lid. So that's nice. So you don't have to worry about losing it, because if you do it right, there we go. Now it's on the lid and it's not going anywhere. So there are 3 marks on the inside that denote how much to put to just heat, how much to put to heat and froth, and how much to use with cold and froth. So we're going to do the cold one, and I'm using oat milk, right? So you can use any sort of milk. In fact, I was reading some stats that about 50% of people in the United States are at least trying out plant-based milks, which is cool. I like oat milk. Now, what the company says is you want to have at least 3% fat content for this to work. So if you have a non-fat milk, there's nothing to froth up, so it's going to be really disappointing. But if you have at least that, which low fat should be right around there, like 2%, might be a little low, but you can experiment with it, right? So we're going to put in, this lets us put in for cold, it's about 6 ounces. So let's see, I need to turn it so I can see where the lines are. There we go. And I'm just going to put the liquid straight in, and then to make this interesting, I'm going to go ahead and put in some Starbucks Via. So what we're doing here is we're sort of making this foamy iced coffee, but it's an iced coffee with milk instead of water. So I don't know how this will work. This is an experiment, but that's okay. Now, super easy to work with. I put the lid on, and then it's plugged in, it's ready to go. So all I have to do is push this button. Now, I'm going to do it twice. The first time I'm going to just let you see it from a distance, but I'm also going to cut to a camera shot inside so you can see what's going on. So we'll see how this works out, but 1, 2, 3 gets us to the cold frothing foamer. And it's already spinning up a storm, and smells good, and it looks fantastic. And it takes approximately 60 seconds to do its job. Now, if you're heating up something, give it another minute. So it takes somewhere around 2 minutes, and it heats it up to 140 degrees, plus or minus a few degrees. So it's not scaldingly hot. So you don't really want to do this with tea. I don't know what it would do to your tea bag anyway. That would not be good. But, you know, super easy to work with. It has that sort of Teflon interior, so it's non-stick, easy to clean. It comes with this cryptic pair of things that you put together, and you now have a cleaning brush. I'm not sure you need to use this. I think just a regular sponge will work fine, but I have to say, when we opened it and I looked at that, I'm like, wonder what this is for. It doesn't actually say in the instructions, but cleaning brush, put it together. So you can use that or not. And as you can hear, listen, it's still working. It's that quiet. Now it beeped, which means it's done. All right, now let's give this a pour into the cup and we'll see what we've created. Look at that foamy goodness. That is pretty fantastic, right? So now I'm gonna go ahead and give it a taste. Let's see what it tastes like, what we've created here. Ooh, that's really good. Basically what I've done, it's like a poor man's Frappuccino, but you can see just how foamy it is. Look at this. I mean, that is a foamy beverage. There's no way around it. And as you saw, this is easy enough, honestly, a kid could do it. I don't know that they recommend having your children do it unsupervised. Probably not a great idea with an appliance, but it is mighty easy to do. Push the button on the handle, go do something else. When you come back, it's sitting and it's ready to go. Really easy. So super quiet, automatic shut off as you saw. And just some dimensions real quick. It's about 6.5 inches tall, 6 inches across, and about 4 inches deep. So it's pretty small, and you can see that it has that base. So it's sort of like a little mini instant heat water heating kettle. So it's that sort of design. Pretty fun. So not a lot of complexity to it, but it's a really fun little appliance. And here's a secret. My daughter was a barista at a cafe for a couple of years, so when she started playing with this, she got big eyes and said, I need to take this because this is really fun. And when she did it, she was able to do the patterns on the cup straight out of this. I do not have that skill, so I did not demonstrate that, but pretty easy to do. And you can play with this. I mean, it's super easy, and the amount of wasted liquid, there's really none. I mean, especially if I get these last couple of dregs, there's nothing wasted, so the sort of efficiency of it is really great. So lots to like about this. There are much more expensive alternatives out there, but this seems like a really good compromise of simplicity and good design in terms of having the button on the handle and everything, and easy to clean up. I mean, all of those are exactly what you want, right? So let's talk about the price. But before we get there, I'm gonna ask if you can subscribe to my channel. Really appreciate when you do that. Cool. Now, this is the Boyon electric milk frother, and it is $37.99 at Amazon.com. And I say I'll drink to that. And hang on. It's basically all foam. You can see here. So all of that above my finger is foam, and then the actual coffee's here. So might need a stir, but be that as it may, I'll catch you in my next video.